Hey folks, and welcome to Drinking Alone with Friends, a podcast where three friends drink alone together. My name's Chris.
What up? It's Tud.
And I'm Obert.
And welcome back. Welcome back, everybody.
Yep.
Class is in session. Sit down. I will take all apples.
Teacher, I have a question.
Take your seat, please.
Okay, I'm sitting down now. Can I ask my question?
Wait, but I have a question.
Let's go with the young lady in the back. Margaret. Oh, that's a good question.
Hi, teacher.
Oh, okay.
What class is this again?
This is sex ed, probably.
I'm all of a sudden feeling really uncomfortable.
I know. Because I'm going to take this in the worst direction.
Oh, man.
Teacher, can I change my class?
No,
please
it's locked
be dismissed.
In. If you don't pass this class with flying colors, you're never going to be on the varsity soccer team.
It's okay. I don't like soccer anyways.
You do in this timeline.
Nope.
The character that you're playing in this fictional class likes soccer.
Yeah, he likes soccer.
Or hates soccer, but it's really good at it. It's the only way to go to college is by being good at soccer.
Yeah.
There's always crippling student loan debt.
It's true. Doesn't make for as good a story, though.
I know. You're ruining everything I've built with my mind. Oh man.
Well,
but how are you?
I wanted to say thank you to Obert for sending me a gift of beer.
Oh, you're welcome, Ted. That was a thank you for drafting a season-winning fantasy football team for me.
Yes, that is true. As is tradition, we must talk about fantasy football now that fantasy football is in season.
Right. And Ted agreed that he would be gracious enough to do my draft for me because I was unavailable at the time. But he said as long as you ship me some beer. So
he was studying for that sex ed test.
Yeah. A lot of parts and pieces down
There's
there.
a
lot of parts. You don't know what goes in what fits in what.
Well, hopefully you've learned some more anatomy along the way while I was doing that for you. But I did want to say that I received the box. I have the box, but I have yet.
Look at that.
But I have yet to open the box.
There could be anything in there. Could be a boat.
No, there could be anything. Now I literally took this box off my front porch and put this directly into my fridge. So all the contents of said box are cold.
It's a cold box.
It's a cold box. The box is no longer cold because it's been out of the fridge for about 5 minutes. But the contents, I believe, are still cold-ish.
You hope.
I hope. And if
it's pretty well insulated. There's a lot of bubble wrap in there.
Ooh, I don't know. They're gonna be hot beers.
If you guys would allow me, I would like to open this box here and reveal to the listeners what Obert has sent me in the box. For all we know, it's a boat. It could be $1 million gold doubloons. It could be, maybe he sent me a whole bunch of cash to pay off my mortgage.
These are all possibilities.
Nobody knows until the box is open.
Could be a box full of elephant poop.
It really is a Schrodinger situation here at the moment.
Could be a dead cat.
Could be.
Could be an alive cat. We don't know.
You did send me a picture of the box. The box is being done with a cat on top, and Chris did say send the cat to Tud because he has too many cats.
Yes, that's true. Yep.
Yeah, and I did also send beers, a housewarming present, over to Chris as well.
Oh yes, I was wondering what I did because I did not draft a football team for you.
You moved.
I moved. So, yes.
Anytime you move, I knew that your beer fridges were probably too empty, so I had to help you restock them.
I mean, I move every day, and I don't get beer boxes every day. That's our sound effect for the day.
This is the homemade soundboard. It consists of a soon-to-be empty box that Ted will use to make musical sound effects. It's our first drop of the evening.
So I have a knife. I'm opening the box.
There's a section on YouTube where people unbox things, like people film themselves opening boxes.
Yeah,
and I like
unboxing videos.
Yeah, I have no understanding of the appeal. But I know what would be even less appealing would be just doing that without being able to see any of the opening.
Well, that's why I was trying to give a visual description of what I was doing. So the box is open. There's some packing paper. And once you remove some of the paper, it goes around the entire box, so it's kind of hard to get everything out. But I do notice a beer. As soon as I open it, it is by Shades Brewing. Obert did a really good job of protecting the beers from themselves. So this beer is very insulated.
I tried to, yeah. I made sure, especially on that can that was near the top. I'm like, okay.
So this is a
What's the point of failure in this box? Got to reinforce that the most.
So this is a peach cobbler American style sour ale from Shades Brewing out of Salt Lake City. I have the 2022 version of the Rusty Nail, complete with its very, very, very long wax piece, because obviously we all know the longer the wax, the better the beer.
Yep.
It is scientifically proven.
And that's from Fremont,
That's
out of Seattle.
Hang on. All right. There are 3 other beers within this box. And now
I don't know if you'll be able to put together the theme between all these beers, but we'll discuss it once you reveal them all. The listeners can play along with you.
Yes. So the next beer is the Black Butt 34.
Yeah, it's was founded in 1988, so it's always our age is the Black Butte for the year. It's kind of fun.
I love those beers. I was excited to get that one.
So it's a birthday beer.
Mm-hmm.
The other 12-ounce bottle is really, really, really stuck into its thing. It is Deschutes The Abyss, a barrel-aged imperial stout.
Yeah, definitely a lot of dark beers. I figured they would transport and store better, and there's no IPAs that were worth sending to you guys. So,
and then the final beer is another bomber. It appears it is also from Fremont, but what it is, I do not know. It is a B-Bomb limited 2021 release from Fremont Brewing. It's got a picture of a Yeti on it. Huh. I don't remember
now
this one.
I sent all these beers to Chris too, and I forgot until like today. I was thinking about it. That doesn't have any coconut in it, does it?
Oh man. I'm a.
Because I think there's a coconut B-Bomb, but I think it's like a variant of it.
This year's release of B-Bomb is aged in 8 to 12-year-old American oak bourbon barrels. This is blended 9, 12, and 24-month-old barrel-aged winter ale. B-Bomb achieves distinct oak, cacao, leather, toffee, and dark coffee. Nope, no coconut.
All right.
Yeah, I think the coconut B-Bomb, the Yeti's wearing like a coconut bra.
It's a bomb.
Yeah, he is not wearing a coconut bra in this one.
Nice. Or she.
Or she. Yes, we should not gender the Yeti. Again, this bottle is complete with the very, very long wax piece. You know, I'm just happy to know that
I only pick the best.
I'm happy to know that my wax pieces are longer than Chris's, so my beer will taste better.
I don't know. Mine were touching the counter.
Mine too.
When I put them down, I was like, okay, this is legit.
Oh
man, it was a good mail day. It was a good mail day.
It was a very good mail day. So thank you, Obert. I'm very happy to receive all of these delicious beers, especially.
I'm more happy with longer wax.
Especially these Fremont beers.
Man.
You know, if I lived where you lived, with that access of all those Fremont beers that we had when I was there last summer, I don't think I'd ever drink another beer. To be perfectly honest, I think I would be committed. That's what I was drinking at all given times. That the Rusty Nail, the one with the blue on it too, was delicious. The black one, the silver one, they're all freaking delicious.
They are pretty tasty.
I don't think I would every week be like, hey guys, guess what I'm drinking this week? Hey guys, guess what I'm drinking this week?
Yeah.
Podcast canceled. It's now Fremont Appreciation Podcast.
I was talking about it on stream. I was like, yeah, I got some stuff from over, and I was saying like the Rusty Nail 2020, I think is the one that I had last. I was like, it's one of the best beers that I've ever had, so I'm like very excited.
I mean, easily, it's not even like a competition. Like, it's just so good. I don't know how you're not drunk all the time from drinking this beer.
They are very good. Yeah, I definitely, when they hit the shelves, I make sure I get one. But I guess I'm spoiled because it seems like there's always a new one. You know, they make so many a year that I don't have to rush out and stock up. I can just get one whenever I want, which
Right.
is nice.
I'm just shocked that they were like so plentiful at that grocery store near your house.
Oh yeah, they got the hookup there. And if you couldn't guess what the theme was from the box, listeners / Tud, it was no Montana beers in the box.
That is
No home state representation, sadly.
That is kind of sad. I got a box all the way from Montana with no Montana in it.
You know, I was gonna send you some Mountains Walking, but I
do love
knew
that
that
brewery.
you can get that from your other box subscription. So I was like, oh, let me do something a little different.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I've ordered 2 of those boxes and I've gotten it in both of them. I've not ordered one of those boxes in a while. I probably should do that. I don't even know if like is the home beer fest still a thing now that COVID is over?
I don't know.
I know that I'm going to a beer fest this weekend. I do not expect Mountains Walking to be there.
Right. It would be impressive if they were.
It would be. I would ask them how they walk there. I do want to know how a mountain walks. Again, dad puns. All I got him, and Chris doesn't apparently today.
I guess. What was the first one again?
I don't know. Something about earlier when I played the jingle on the box. I don't know. Are you supposed to remember dad puns when you say them?
I guess, yeah, the goal should be to just forget it as soon as you possibly can.
Exactly.
It's like the highlight of your day, you know. Dads need it. It's fuel.
That's what keeps them going every day.
Mhm.
The puns.
Yep. Yep. It's very punny. So we have all these big beautiful beers. What are we gonna do with them? Are we gonna drink them?
I mean, in my
Are we
experience,
gonna-
I usually save them and stare at them forever and never drink them.
Right.
That's very fair.
I did think about that when I sent you these very sellable beers. I'm like, are we going to wait till episode like 650 before Tud empties out his fridge enough to get to
Well, at this
this
point,
far back?
I have a vertical of rusty nails going on in my house.
Oh, jeez.
I have
Yeah.
I think I have a 19, a 20, a 21, and now you sent me a 22. So,
Jeez.
I think I'm doing good here. Pretty soon, I'll just be able to drink them all in one sitting and see what happens.
I think you wouldn't wake up after that sitting. It would be a laying down after that sitting. There would be no standing. That is a lot of rusty nails. And there is one beer that we all have that should be cold that we could all drink, do a triple review if you guys are up for that.
Is it the rusty nail?
No, it is that Shades, the Shades brew.
Oh,
that I sent
the
you.
smallest beer of the box. We're gonna drink.
Yep.
Could, yeah, if you want.
I'm in for a triple review. I think that sounds fun. Listeners, can we get a hell yeah?
This is like Dora the Explorer.
Hell yeah!
Or Blue's Clues. Where we got time for the audience to respond.
First, you take your beer out of
Can
the
you
fridge.
say?
and
Can
then
you say cerveza? Cerveza.
Good job.
Oh wait, that was Blue's Clues, right? First, you take the beer out of the fridge, and then you twirl it around, and then you pop the top, and then you pour it in your mouth,
I don't.
and then
I
you
don't
get
remember
real
seeing-
drunk. Yeah,
That's
I don't
when
remember that
Steve.
episode. Of,
That's when
Blue's
Steve
Clues.
really had some problems.
Yeah.
That was the beginning of the downfall of Steve.
Wait,
No.
was Steve the second one?
It's the first one.
Who's the second one? There was a second one that
Wow.
came in.
The Steve's the only one that matters. Who knows?
Right.
No, remember,
Yeah.
like in like real life, like Steve like actually got like arrested.
I don't think he got arrested. I heard he was going bald, and that was part of the reason. Which is why he wears a cap in public now, or when he's
No,
being Steve.
if you want to hear the real story, you can find it online.
I believe this is not the first time we've discussed this on this
True
podcast.
Hollywood story. Steve from Blue's Clues.
Yeah. No, I think he just wanted to stop doing it. I think that was all there was to it.
I think there was a worse story than that, but you know what?
Steve Clues from Blue's Clues.
Welcome to the podcast, Steve. You brought him on special to talk about why he left Blue's Clues.
We should reach out to him, see if he's willing to come
Yeah,
on.
maybe he's a listener.
He probably is.
All right, so we said the name of the brewery. Todd, what is the name of the beer that we're drinking tonight?
So the name of the beer is called Peach Cobbler American Style Sour Ale. It does not have a fancy name.
Okay.
It
what's in
sounds
But
delicious,
But
though.
it has some awards attached to it. So it got the bronze medal at the World Beer Cup, and it got the 2021 gold medal at the International Beer Awards. So it is an American style sour ale brewed with peach, cinnamon, vanilla, graham crackers, and lactose. Comes
Ooh,
in at
baby.
comes out at a nice and refreshing 6.5% ABV. It's in a 12-ounce can, and it comes out of a series called the Kviek series, which I find pretty cool because ever since that White Labs brewery that we went to in Asheville, I have been extremely curious about the different types of yeast. In fact, I have a packet of Kviek yeast in my fridge that I was going to put into my Silver Place
I remember that
beer,
Yeah.
but I didn't, and I still have it. And then I was going to make some cider, which apparently in Connecticut cider is not available yet. Comes out like next weekend. So I have not done that. But I read that if you use Kviek yeast, it actually gets rid of the apple flavor in the cider. So I actually have to go out and buy a different yeast to make cider, which is unfortunate because I was excited to try Kviek yeast in a cider.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought of you when I saw that on the can. I was like, oh, this is a good one to send to these guys. I know how much Tud is into that Kviek yeast.
Yeah, I am a Kviek fan, I've learned. Most Kvieks
Kviek geek?
Yes, I'm a Kviek geek. But yeah, I am impressed by this can.
He's got a Kviekness. Sorry, I had to get in there.
Yeah, there you go.
Listen, you guys laugh at that dad joke.
Listeners, which bad joke did you think was better?
The can is actually pretty interesting because it's one of those plain cans that I probably would pass by in any liquor store because it just says Shades Brewing and it's just kind of a peach colored can.
Hang on. Weren't you the one who was saying that if you brewed a beer, it would just be like a plain label that said beer?
I said it would. Yes, I would be intrigued by it, but I'm also saying it's one that I would easily walk by in a package store and not even notice that it was there.
It is very camouflaged in a way where doesn't stand out very much.
Right. But yeah, I'm excited to drink this with you guys. So do you guys have your cans ready to go?
I'll go grab it.
This is the time of the podcast where it's just Tud and the listeners. So listeners, I'm going to give you a play-by-play. Chris is wearing a blue shirt and red pants with a white stripe down the side. He has gotten up. He did not give us the dad groan. He got the beer out of the fridge. His shirt says "Gotta catch 'em all," and there's some Pokemon on him. He has sat back down. He kind of gave a dad groan when he sat back into the chair. He's now putting his headphones back into his ears, and he's ready to go. And Obert slides in from the left side of the screen, sits down, and is ready to go as well. Obert is wearing a white t-shirt. I'm not really sure what color his pants are, but we know that Chris is wearing a blue shirt and red pants. Obert is wearing pajama pants with bears on them, it looks like. They're gray with white bears.
They're forest green, but...
Oh, well, they look gray. I gave the listeners a play-by-play of what was happening while you guys left.
Okay. Well, I'm sure that they're curious, what happens behind the scenes when we go to get our beers.
Right.
Now,
well, they know that it was...
they know.
We kind of said, I was kind of trying to bring, like, the horse racing theme into it of, like, who would be first. And Chris did win, but...
I did.
Well, you slid in right at the last second to almost win.
I just won.
Ooh.
Yeah, I got mine right here.
Now, I guess the first question, Tud, is it cold?
It is cold. So I got the box around 3 o'clock today. So it's been in the fridge for quite some time. I mean, I actually met the mailman in my driveway to get the box from him. So.
Nice.
Don't look at it. It's
not
illegal substances.
I am shocked by... I guess I shouldn't be shocked, but I am shocked by the color. I guess I did not expect it to look like a hazy IPA.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like fruited sours are normally this, these ones, I don't know. I mean, fruited sours is such a vague term that can mean so much. You know what I mean? Yeah,
this is it is peach style sour, so I guess I shouldn't be shocked, but for whatever reason I expected it to be, I don't know why I thought like red.
I thought it was interesting that they called it an American style sour ale. Like, I didn't know that was a thing.
I just wonder if that means that it's fruited, because that seems like that would be the American style versus, like, the wild, the Quintillion style sours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I'm proud of... Good job, America, on inventing this kind of beer.
Yay, America.
Yay, America.
The head kind of went away on mine. I don't know about your guys.
Yeah.
Whose guys?
Yep.
I got a little bit of bubbles hanging out, but nothing too crazy.
What do you guys smell?
I poured it pretty hard, though.
I get the vanilla for sure on the nose.
I get a lot of the graham cracker too.
Yeah, I don't get peach. I tell you, that's, I think, not a very strong nose flavor. But I get the graham cracker. I get the cinnamon, maybe the lactose.
Yeah, I definitely get that lactose-y smell, the vanilla lactose. I get sweetness. That's what I get. A lot of that. A lot of sweetness.
I definitely get the vanilla and the graham cracker. I think mine might be a little bit warmer than your guys's because it was out of the fridge for a little bit longer than the 2 seconds it took you guys to get yours.
Yeah, that is going to be an interesting comparison. How fridge temp versus like a couple degrees warmer will compare. My mouth's watering though at this beer.
Well, I mean, I think we can drink it.
Okay, cheers, guys. Hit that sound box.
Hang on, I can do better.
Cheers. Ooh, it's good. I like it.
It's a lot more sour than I expected it to be.
It does have a little bit more of a bite. I'm also struggling to get peach. I get all the other flavors. Like peach is like the last one I get. It's like covered by everything else.
It definitely is a little hard to pick out, but I think if I imagine myself eating a peach cobbler while drinking this beer, then all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, okay, I see where the peach fits in. Like versus just like eating all the cobblery stuff without the peach, it wouldn't taste like this.
True.
That's true.
You know,
That's
or
true.
like a different kind, like an apple cobbler wouldn't. Well, I don't know. Maybe a little apple cobbler with the cinnamon.
Yeah, I don't get any
You know,
apple.
but-
Like I get the peach flavor a little bit. Like if it's definitely not a blueberry cobbler.
Right.
I mean, it's definitely not a strawberry rhubarb cobbler, you know.
I get the peach definitely the very front of the taste, the moment it hits my tongue. That's when I get the peach the most. And I think it really finishes strongly with the cinnamon and vanilla.
It is peach season up here too, so I mean I'm assuming it's peach season across the country. But I've been eating a
Millions of peaches?
I think I've eaten a peach every day for the past 3 weeks. So
Damn, that's a lot of peaches.
Yeah.
So I'm very in tune with the peach flavor this year.
Okay.
I don't know when the last time you guys actually had a peach was.
Oh, it was peach season here too, so I had a peach about 2 weeks ago, a week ago.
Not
It's
today, though.
been a while since I've had a peach. It's
Not
still,
today.
It's still watermelon season down here. I don't know. No, it's good. I do wish I wish I got more peach out of it, but it's
I think
good.
you might get more as it warms up too, because I'm getting a little bit
Maybe.
more peach than the rest than either of you guys seem to be having.
I mean, I'm. It came out of the fridge, but I'm not gonna say it's like ice cold. It's not ice cold. It was on the door. You know, it was like
right.
it was outside temperature this morning when I put it in there. So,
True.
but it is good. I mean, a lot of the things work very well. Obviously, it's supposed to be a cobbler. I foresee like cobblers being a little bit sweeter than this is. Obviously,
Versus the sour, right?
Right. But the flavors work really nice together. Trying to pinpoint when I get the peach the most. The more I drink it, the more in tune my mouth is with picking up peaches and peaches for free, etc. So,
I really like this beer.
yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, I'm glad that this one was a success. Shades Brewing is new to me. They just started distributing in my
Same.
area. So I don't
Same.
know. I mean, they have won awards last year, so I don't think they're like a brand new brewery or anything. But when I saw this and being a newly available brewery, I was like, oh, gotta try this one out. Sent some to the guys.
Right.
And they had 3. They had the peach cobbler, they had a pina colada one, and one was some like other like south of the United States cultural dessert that I had never heard of before. Or no, it was definitely international. It was like Southeast Asian. Like it was like I felt like it was like almost like a coconut curry like type of different. I got to look it up now because it was.
So they don't do
actually,
any.
you know what? I'll wait till we do our review thing. But it was a very different kind of a interesting flavor mix.
So they don't do IPAs, or at least not
Well, that
you've
was
seen.
that was all part of this kviek series. So they all looked like this can.
Okay.
Ours has that peach shade background. The other one, the pina colada one, was like a kind of a lime green can, and I have one of those in the fridge. Actually, I got it as a single. And after trying this, I'm definitely excited to try that one out.
I mean, if I were you, I'd be going out and getting all these things because
Oh,
they're
yeah.
delicious. I mean, the kviek yeast, I think, gives it a nice little interesting flavor profile, a little bit more tropical. That's at least what I know kviek's yeast are supposed to do, which is why it would have ruined my cider.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so apparently the kviek yeast turns anything tropical. So it would have gotten rid of all the apple flavor, and it would have made it more tropically flavored. So I would have had a tropical cider.
Huh. That's weird.
And it can
I
ferment
don't-
anything. Kviek can ferment literally anything with sugars.
Right. That's interesting. I don't know that much about kviek yeast, but you got to do something with that yeast you got there, Todd, and figure out a good use for it. Make a tropical beer.
I think I'm gonna make. I do need to fully try out the Grainfather from an all grain perspective. So I think I'm gonna do something super simple and grab some oats, some barley, and maybe some like 2-row Pilsen malt, and just try something simple and see how it comes out. I mean, worst comes to worst, I have a halfway decent beer that people can drink when they come over, and I don't have to share my really good beer with them.
Some house beer.
Yes,
house beer,
a standard house beer.
Nice, I like that. That's a good idea. Yeah. I'm trying to think of more to say about this beer because it is. I think it has. I know that kind of to follow up with what you were saying, Chris. I think it has a very nice blend of sour and sweet. It is not overly sweet like some of these other lactosey sours I've had. I think kind of the graham cracker does a good job of balancing. It's almost like as sweet as eating a graham cracker, where it's like still has that kind of like more earthy or breadier flavor, but it does have kind of that sweet sugar too.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that.
Yeah, and like I was saying, the more I drink it, the more it all comes together. I'm picking up more and more peach, so it's also getting warmer, like Ted said. So I think it may be just like a straight out the fridge thing. But it is a very good beer. Yeah, I like it. I would try the rest of the series or the rest of the brewery.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to trying the other ones out. Maybe I'll have to go back for that weird one too.
How far is Salt Lake City from?
I just was in Salt Lake City Airport. It's actually the closest major city to me.
Really?
So, well, it's about the same distance as Seattle, just south instead of west.
Okay.
So I think it's like 7 hours, 7-hour drive.
Well, I'm surprised. So I think this is my first Salt Lake City brewery that I've had. I honestly thought that Salt Lake City and Utah were still underneath the Mormon law of like the 3.5 beers. So for them to have a 6.5% ABV beer, I'm pleasantly surprised.
Yeah. So I think how it works is if you want to sell beer in the grocery store or the gas station, it's got to be the near beer stuff, the 3.2. But higher than that, it has to be sold in a liquor store or something along those lines. That's my understanding, is that they have to separate them out like that. So there is still a distinction, but you're still allowed to buy more alcoholic beer.
Gotcha.
That's interesting.
Yeah. There's I forget how it's pronounced, Wasatch Brewing, that I've had their pumpkin on before. That was no good, but their polygamy porter is pretty tasty.
That's just a funny name for a Utah brewery to have.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah, it's not a coincidence.
Yeah.
Actually, it's funny because had a layover in the airport last weekend. I ate at like their polygamy, their Wasatch Brew Pub, and all the waiters had shirts something like "Try polygamy" or something like that on the back.
That's very good. I'd buy that T-shirt. That's funny.
That's awesome.
But yeah, they're I think the first craft brewery in Salt Lake City, and definitely looking to hopefully find more from these guys in the future. But now I got to do the hard part. I got to come up with my rating.
Right.
I don't want to sway you guys too much, but I do enjoy this beer quite a bit.
I know where I'm at.
Yeah. Do we want to confirm our average guesses too? We're not going to have a count this week.
Why can't we have a count?
Because how would we can't check. We can't see how many check-ins there are.
That's okay.
Oh, right.
This is difficult level max.
That's what I meant by a count. Sorry. It was like we're not going to have the count of the check-ins.
That's true.
Right.
Big time.
I mean, we can all just say our normal rating. Then, if you
I think wisdom of the crowd here. We wouldn't tell what people checked in the beer before. If I was like, "Oh, Todd checked this in," I'm not gonna tell you what he checked it in, so you give me your guess, right? So I think before we reveal our guesses, we should lock in our
untapped. This is unprecedented. Unprecedented.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Don't touch anything.
Tough one. I'm writing down. I'm just typing down my guess here.
All right, so I guess I have to type in my guess into the chat.
It's hard. It's harder without knowing what you guys guess. What you guys are rating this.
All right, I got mine in.
Me too.
Oh, that came across as a picture. Okay. All right, I have my guess Let's hit enter, not acknowledge the average guesses. And we'll say our.
Well, no, we should
rating
give
of
our
it.
averages before we hit enter.
Give what we're rating it.
Correct.
But then
Yeah.
we can change it.
I think we're all
Put your hands up.
good. Yeah. All right.
Nah, I refuse.
Count of 3. What do we rate the beer? 1, 2,
I was
1.
talked over my beer.
If you would put your hands up, you wouldn't have had any issue.
1, 2, 3.
4.0.
4.25.
4.
Okay. You guys both went 4. I went 4.25.
Correct.
Yeah.
All right. So on
Now
the,
let's,
now-
let's all
now
hit
we-
enter.
on the count
Now
of
we
3,
hit enter?
We hit enter. 1, 2.
1, 2, 3. Oh, we're all so close. Oh,
Yeah,
God.
I came in lowest, which is interesting because I had the highest review. But I came in at a 4.06, Chris is 4.08, and Ted at the high end with a 4.12.
I was thinking 412.
And I had 4.09 written down, so I would have just.
Oh my God, we're right
I-
here.
I had
have
404
I have
and
no
I changed
chance.
it.
I have no chance.
You have a very narrow window. I don't know. I think one of us is gonna be very close. So I don't think you're not that boxed in, Chris.
Golly,
All right, who wants to do the honors?
I'll look it up.
I'm gonna look it up too. I don't trust Ted.
Okay. So there are 1,063 check-ins on Untapped for Shades Peach Cobbler American Style Sour Ale Kviek series, and the rating is a 4.14.
Oh,
Damn.
wow.
Damn.
Keeping us in suspense, Todd. Nicely done.
Which means that I win.
Man of the people this week.
Yeah, I demand a recount.
All right, hang on, I'll recount it. 4.14.
I'm seeing a 4.0. Oh no, that's a 6. Never mind. A 4.08. Damn.
That's interesting. So you guys both gave it 4s.
Mm-hmm.
You think that you've had better American style sour beers?
Yes.
Yeah, I think this is really good, but I think there are betters out there.
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
I mean, you only gave it a
I think
4.25, so you must think they're better too.
Oh yeah.
True.
No, I
Very
guess
true.
like what are some of the breweries that do some of your favorites?
I mean, I always have an affinity for and always will Southern Grist, of course.
Right.
Who do some cobbler style beers and things like upside down cake beers and things like that. So, they're I will say
Were those the ones that you sent to us or no? The ones with the all white labels and then like a picture. There was
those were Divine Barrel probably.
Divine Barrel. That's
Yeah,
who I was.
yeah.
I was going to say, the Magic Pancake Brewery does these too.
They do good stuff too. I mean, I think, and I know it's like an American style sour ale, obviously, but like I feel like if you're going after dessert, I need to be like a little less on the harsh side and a little bit more on the sweet side. So
Right.
And that's I think where some of those other ones come in. Plus, and peach might be like just a tough one to pick up. And I get some peach, but I don't get an overwhelming amount of peach. So, but it's still a good beer. Can't take anything away from it. So I think Untapped is probably about a 408. I think I remember.
No,
There's one thing I like about us all reviewing the same beers. We can kind of say, because I think I agree with what you said, but those are the things I like about it. I like the fact that it's less sweet, and I like the fact that it's subtle peach. Whereas I think you want a little bit more of those flavors. I'm happy with it being more subdued, which is interesting.
I think
I
think around here, a lot of the breweries that do this are like the Skygazers, the Transcends. Seems like everybody and their mom makes a pastry style sour now. This one I do like because it does have kind of that bite. I think Obert, I'm more kind of in your camp where I kind of prefer the sourness. Because if I'm drinking a sour, I want it to be sour. If I want it to be fruity, then I want it to be called like an American style, like fruit smoothie style beer.
Right. I was gonna say the ones you're talking about, I think are more the smoothie style.
Right, but that's what they still advertise them as
sours.
Just because I guess they don't have another. I don't know why they wouldn't just call it a smoothie or just a smoothie ale.
It's a very big term. Like there's a lot that seems to all fall into there. Like IPA. Like
right.
There's a lot of things that somehow are all still called IPAs.
Right.
We need to subdivide these sours and these IPAs even further.
Right. I would call this a sour, but like there are some Skygazer beers that I would not call sours. I would just be like, no, there's something else.
Yeah, this is for sure more sour than the like Sky Gazer or whatever you want to call it. Like there are some like I think like the what are the Drecker beers and those kind of things. Like those are just like I know they're advertised as sours, but they are not sours. Like
No, not at all.
I mean they're delicious, but in their own right. So
fruit puree in a beer in a glass.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Those 450 Norths that Jenna brought on, those are all classified as sours. They're not, because that's exactly what Sky Gazer does. They're not, but that's kind of they just kind of fall in that bucket. I don't know why.
Yeah, you need a beer.
Never know.
A beer person to come on. But yeah, no. Well, I'm glad that we all decided beforehand there was no tally mark tonight. That's like the most important thing.
I don't remember that being a thing.
No, you were away.
Todd
You were messing with your stuff.
Todd gets a tally for being closest. I get a tally for sending you guys a beer box each.
And I get one for being in the middle.
I do think that would be a good change to the rules to get a tally for sending a beer box. All our listeners could be on the board. Just send us beer.
That's true. That's not a bad idea, honestly.
Yeah.
Which listener will buy their way to the top of the
little
leaderboard?
Hall of Fame box over here, I think.
There you go. We have all that unused whiteboard space over there for a Hall of Fame box.
Oh, I don't know if you noticed, by the way, but we did award the 200 three-handled trophy. The three-handle cup.
I still don't see all the perfect scores up there.
Yeah, I know. I guess
You want
we're
them
just
up
not doing that anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. Next time we have one, maybe I'll use this side of the board. We'll see. It's a whole new canvas. It's a very fun and exciting time in the whiteboard.
This here high score board. You got one.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway,
So did I.
There's a few things I like less than drawing.
What are those things?
That's all I'll say. I don't know. Not a lot of them.
Watching paint dry.
Yeah. I'm not good at it, but this whiteboard is definitely better than the last one. Definitely more effort.
I don't know.
For sure.
I'm still partial to the old one.
Ted, you are a curmudgeon.
That's fine.
Everything old is bad. Good. Everything new is bad.
Being a curmudgeon minus 10 points.
The world was just better then.
Exactly.
Like 3 weeks ago.
Back in my day.
All right. Before we go over to the handles, though, I have a little article that I thought I would share about, one of those articles we like to do, talking about where in America has the best beers. And
I dare say a list.
I dare say a list. You got it. This is an article from thehill.com. The headline is The Best Beer Towns to Visit Across America, according to New Index.
Who is New Index?
We'll find out as we get to the article here. It says that Travelocity debuted a beer tourism index in 2019, and then another platform, Home to Go, they had their analysts come up with the America's best beer towns using a beer lovers index based on the number of brew pubs, breweries, and top-rated bars, as well as the average prices of beer and the median cost of nightly accommodations for travelers hoping to spend a few nights in the city.
This sounds like one hell of an algebra equation.
I know, it does. A lot of variables in here. But, there might be something to look at if you're going to factor all this stuff in when you're going to decide where to go to drink some beer, right? So after researching hundreds of cities, Home to Go settled on a ranking of the top 17 destinations for beer buffs looking for a quick, boozy getaway. You guys want to start at 17 and work our way up? Why not? That sounds fun. There's no... a lot of times these articles have little snippets or blurbs to go with it. This is just straight up.
So we have to provide the blurbs.
We got to provide the blurbs where we can. First one, Key West, Florida.
I've
Interesting.
never been to Key West, so...
I mean, me neither, but...
I don't think there's a lot of beer there, but apparently...
I mean, they must have a lot of high-rated bars and a lot of nice places to stay for hotels. So in that algebra equation, I could see how that would go up there.
Yeah. 16 is a city that I think we've all been to. Boston makes the list. Number 16.
Where's that?
It's
where all the bosses go.
Yeah, somewhere on the East Coast. I always confuse all those cities out there.
No,
Yeah,
I mean
man.
that makes sense. I mean, it's outside of just having outside of being the place that Sam Adams was founded, Trillium's from there. I mean, they have a shit ton of breweries within the city, all pretty decent.
A lot of bars.
A lot of bars. A lot of bars.
A lot of good places to go to grab a pint, for sure. 15. This one's for you, Ted. Portland, Maine.
Agreed. Anybody who's listening to this podcast knows that I have, a love for Portland, Maine that, is awesome. I think that city is great. It's a great city to go grab some beers and walk around, and they have incredible breweries. Whether it's in the city or right outside of the city, go to Portland, Maine.
Okay, I think as we get further up this list, you're going to be saying that those should be a little higher up. But
I'm already kind of upset that it's this low because it is one of the top. It is one of the top like beer destinations in the country, and it's just kind of there.
Top 15 apparently. 14, better than Portland, Maine. Anyone would tell you this. Birmingham, Alabama. Definitely.
Obviously.
Famous beer city of Birmingham.
Okay.
Followed up by 13, Charleston, South Carolina.
Okay, that's a little bit more believable.
Have you had any Charleston beer by you?
I believe that's where Westbrook Brewing Company is out of.
Is that the Mexican beer? Or
Mexican
is that
cake stout, yeah. So, there's some breweries down there. Again, is it better than Portland, Maine? Not in my opinion, but listen. We know, we know we are correct in our New England bias, okay?
Right.
I mean, I guess
we're biased.
We're biased towards the Northeast, but in a correct and right way.
Right.
Exactly. Does Portland get whacked for not having, Maine Beer Company in it and Barreled Souls according to this list? We don't know because it wasn't. They didn't tell us the radius of what they were looking.
They didn't publish the algebra equation.
Exactly.
We don't know how many points Barreled Souls is on that equation. All right, 12, Daytona Beach, Florida.
Never been.
Highlight, maybe? I don't know.
I mean, I've been to
Cigar
Daytona
City?
Beach, but I don't remember. I mean, there's some cool bars and stuff, but I don't remember any breweries. Of course, it was a long time ago. Back in my early 20s.
11, San Diego, California. This is where we need Jordan on because he's got the closest to Southern California of anyone who's been on our podcast.
I think it's San Diego.
San Diego. They have some great breweries out there. I know. I have not had a chance to experience enough of them, but it's actually one of the places on my list to go try all their beers. It's just it's hard to get to.
I mean, I thought for sure with you going out to California a couple weeks ago that you were going to send me a Pliny the Elder, and I will not lie. I was kind of upset to not see that in the beer box.
Yeah, I'm sorry to disappoint, Todd, but even if I had found one, there's no way I was bringing it back home, unfortunately. Coming up, number 10, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It must be a nightlife thing.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of breweries
I think so.
there.
Boardwalk and all that stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's where a lot of these are kind of falling in on the list. They're just like good cities to go visit to that also have some beer, apparently. Moving on, number 9 is Tampa, Florida.
It's a lot of Floridas on this list. I don't like.
Yeah, a lot of Floridas.
We all know that Florida is not a brewery mecca in general.
Yeah, the lower the latitude, the lower the untapped rating is my experience with beers.
Yes, I don't think that's just your experience. I think that's a scientifically proven fact.
There's some I haven't been to Tampa per se, but I've been to the Tampa area, and there's some good beer. There's some good breweries down there.
I've been to Tampa per se. I've been to Florida, which is kind of in the Tampa area, but
I was outside Tampa, so but there's some good breweries. But I don't know. Again, Portland, Maine. What are you doing? What's happening there?
Yeah.
What happened?
It's so low. Huh.
All right, moving on. We have number 8, Austin, Texas. Todd, what do you think?
No, just a simple no. I know Austin has some good breweries. I think there's like Pizza House. There's something called Pizza House down there that's a brewery. Jester King, I think, is on the outskirts of Austin. So there are some, but no. In my experience, Texas beer in general is not better than anything coming out of Portland, Maine. So
right. Yeah, again, I think they weighted towards the other reasons.
There's tons of bars,
right?
Tons of places to stay. So those are really weighing heavy in this algebraic equation. I see that they're not actually really weighing the breweries.
The quality of the beer.
Correct.
Yeah. Number 7, Asheville, North Carolina.
Seems kind of low.
I've been there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I can vouch for its place on this list, having traveled to this city specifically for the reasons stated on this list, going just for the beer.
I agree. I think they would be knocked here though, because not not the easiest of cities to find a place to stay.
Nor
Right.
is it flat.
No. Hashtag flat Asheville.
I don't think
We're still working on that.
I don't think the flatness of the city was in the equation.
It's probably
the
it's probably heavy.
topology did not get weighted in.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what's the rest of the list is. Ober obviously does. 7 seems low, but you never know. They could come back with some bangers right after.
I mean, 7 for them, 14 for Portland, or 13.
15.
Yeah. Well, okay, let me ask. What do you think's still missing from this list?
Grand Rapids, Michigan.
The other Portland.
Denver, Colorado. Portland, Oregon.
New York, maybe.
Like New York, New York?
Well, I'm thinking about like the whole like equation that they have.
Philly, maybe Philly.
Philly.
You guys got some good guesses, and Todd figured out the next one. New York City, number 6.
Okay, all right.
Coming in here.
Tons of bars.
Other half.
Tons of tons of hotels. Other half.
Great breweries. Yeah, I think they've really picked up their game since I left New York City, which is sad.
I don't know if I've ever had single cut from New York City.
Right.
Single cut, yep.
Number 5 is one that we didn't mention. Seattle. Surprise, Seattle, Washington.
Okay.
Got that high up there. It talks about, this article says a little bit about what got the top 5 into the list. And all it says about Seattle is that it has its oldest brewery dates back to 1854. So
thanks, Seattle.
apparently that gets you in there.
So Philly's going to be like number 1, right? Because England goes back way further.
Number 4 says this city hosts the annual Great American Beer Festival.
That's Colorado.
Denver, Colorado.
Yep.
I think we can agree that this belongs in the top 5.
Yes.
Yeah, I've never been. That's DOFCON 2023, but
yeah, it's coming.
But it's one of the beer cities that I really want to go to. I've never been. Really want to go to.
Get ready. It's not as walkable as Asheville. It's flatter, but it's not as walkable.
Oh, listen, flatter
That's
is
all
a
I need.
Yeah, just less air,
high,
just bad air.
Flat city.
Yeah, you won't be able to breathe walking your flat city, but you'll be good.
That's fine. I'll make it work. Who needs air anyway?
All right, number 3 earned a perfect score for affordable accommodations.
All right.
Detroit, Michigan.
No, but same general part of the country, Milwaukee.
Oh, okay. That's where my sister lives.
Yeah, they're famously drunk all the time up in Wisconsin.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I mean, they do have Milwaukee's best, and it is, according to that, the best.
And the Brewers, right? Milwaukee Brewers.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're famous for their beer for some reason because they do. Yeah, all their stuff is beer themed.
Yeah, I think we're an important part of America's beer in like mid 20th century. I think there's a lot of good beer history there, I'm sure. Okay, number 2, somebody said it, the other Portland. You both kind of were talking about it, Portland, Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Been there, drank there. That's a lot of fun.
Never been, but
it's a great city.
I'm assuming with a name like Portland, it has to be a good beer.
You can get around. You can get around really easily on. They have those bikes that you can rent. Like in New York City, they're called city bikes, but Portland, they're all sponsored by Nike, so they're like Nike bikes all over that you just can hop on and ride to the next brewery and just keep drinking. I had a lot of fun there drinking around Portland. Highly recommend.
Yeah.
And that one boasts 52 breweries. That's why it got to be number 2 on the list.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. All right. This last one, a city which scored high for its abundance of breweries and well-reviewed bars, as well as the affordability of the pints and overnight stays. That is home to Goose Island Beer Company, Chicago, Illinois.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. It says
all the way on the West Coast.
Boasts 50 breweries. Local breweries like Two Brothers, Half Acre Beer Company, and Metropolitan Brewing have become tremendously popular over the years. So they have a draw as well. I think our algebra equation weighs the quality of the beer and the breweries a little higher than this one.
What did Tampa score so high on?
Right. I don't know. It
doesn't even tell you the equation.
No. You can go to the beach. That's, I think.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chicago, I don't know. It's one I don't ever think of. I don't know why. Like, I want to go there, but only for the pizza. That's it.
Oh, you don't want to go there for the pizza.
I would eat a Chicago deep dish pizza.
I mean, you would like it, but calling
Yeah.
it pizza is a stretch.
Listen, I have never had one.
It's kind of
I
like
want to eat one.
it's kind of like a casserole.
I will eat a pizza casserole.
You have to eat it with a fork and a knife.
I'll eat it. I don't care. You think I care?
No, I'm just saying that it's not.
It's like I would eat it on a train in the rain. I'll do whatever.
No, I'm just saying that I think you're walking. It's not going to be. It's not pizza.
Hey, don't yuck his yum. You know,
Yeah.
you might.
I don't
You might
care.
be all about it.
I'll eat it.
No, I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm just saying that to call it pizza is not accurate.
Well, there we
I
go.
would
The
still eat it.
definitive list of the top 17 beer towns. That undisputable list. No problems with it whatsoever.
I'd like to dispute, please.
Completely best ratings you can imagine. For I personally guarantee that if you go to the number 6 city on this list, you will say, "Man, this is the 6th best beer vacation I could have possibly had." No, but I guess it's worth important caveat, important asterisk. You go to any of these cities and have a terrible time or a great time.
Right.
And it all depends on where you go and the experiences you have and, the planning you put into it.
Yeah, I think it's basically you can get good beer mostly anywhere, including Tampa and Key West,
Birmingham, Alabama.
Yeah.
Actually, I think there is a brewery that I've had in Birmingham, Alabama. Trim Tab Brewing, I think, is in Birmingham. I've had a beer or two from them. They're pretty good.
Well, they linked in that article to the Travelocity one that they did, which was published in 2016. I think we'll save it for another week because they have top 6 for large metro areas and top 6 for small metro areas.
Oh.
Both of which, looking at this, pretty interesting. Worth a discussion for sure. So that'll be a little teaser for another week.
Nice.
Hint: Hartford, Connecticut is on it.
Maybe we'll find out.
So-
But before we get to do that, we get to close out this episode by going over to the freezer, pulling out our Frosty mug of wisdom, and filling it with moving tips, perhaps. I don't know, pool related stuff. California things. Who knows what we got? We got stuff in this Frosty mug. We'll reveal it to you as soon as we get introed by our wonderful friend Jordan. Jordan, take it away.
Test your handle. Test your handle. Test your handle. Test your handle. Mug of wisdom! Drink. Mug of wisdom!
All right. Thank you, Jordan. Wreck My Podcast is where he can be found having fun, talking about nostalgia and other things like that.
Wrecking your nostalgia.
Wrecking your nostalgia. Tud, I think it's time to put the tally on the board here. You've earned it this week, my friend, and this is undisputed proof that you know this beer better than the other two because you were closer.
It is true. It's scientifically proven fact now, Chris.
I don't remember. That's so long ago.
I mean, they do say as you get older, time does age faster.
Yep. Time is so fast. That was back.
Oh, that was this week?
Ago.
I thought that was last week's episode.
I forgot we still doing a podcast.
Okay, so Tud, the Frosty mug is yours to do what you please with.
I'll let Chris go first.
Okay. I have a new toy that I got literally today. But
boy.
This is proof that no matter how old you get, you can still play with toys.
I still play with toys. That's right. So I don't know if you guys know this, Twitch streamer. And there was one thing that I had seen, I think on TikTok originally, but the more I talked about it with like some of the people in the Pokemon community and things like that, they're like, "Oh no, it's really cool. You should get one." So I finally got it today. It's from Epilogue, and it's called their GB Operator. And GB, I think they have to say GB. It might be like a trademark thing or something.
Grandma's boys, kind of like Grandma's fingers a couple episodes ago.
No. Grandma's Boys Operator? No, we don't want that. But Game Boy Operator. And what it is, it's a little attachment that you can plug into your computer, and it will actually play all of your old school Nintendo game, the Game Boy games, Game Boy Color games, and the Game Boy Advance games.
Oh, like the cartridges.
Like the cartridges, yeah. So if you have old school games kicking around or whatever, and you have maybe you lost your Game Boy or whatever, it's broken, doesn't work. It's a good thing to pick up. The cool thing about it is you can stream them if you care to or if you want to. So I was able to put away some of my Twitch monies thanks to my awesome community, and we were able to purchase one. So I'll be doing some old school Pokemon on stream, which I'm very excited about. And the cool thing is it'll save directly to the cartridge. It's just like playing it on a Game Boy. So if you do a bunch of stuff in a game, you save, you can then take it and put it in a Game Boy Advance or a DS or whatever and play it just as you normally would. So it's really cool. It's a relatively affordable thing. It was like $50 plus shipping and handling, etc. Relatively affordable thing to be able to play some of these games, and the whole company they want to preserve like the nostalgia of video games. So these older games that'll get lost to time and sit on the shelves and things like that, they want to give you another reason to pull them out and play them again and be able to enjoy them. So pretty cool. I mean, if you're into old school games, check it out. GB Operator by Epilogue. It's
you got a lot of old Game Boy cartridges lying around.
Exactly. If you just
find out what's on that save file, you don't know.
Yeah, trudging through your house, kicking around all these old Game Boy games all over the floor.
How good at Pokemon were you really when you were 10? Find out.
I mean, I could say, judging by the moves some of my Pokemon have, questionable. I was questionable at best. So, but it's pretty cool. And
are there any non-Pokemon games that you're interested in trying out?
I have to look to see what I have. I have a few other ones. I think I have like maybe Mario Kart and like Super Mario World when they released them for the Game Boy Advance. Now since I just moved, I have to find them all. They're somewhere. They're in a tote somewhere.
I just saw them less than a month ago. So
that is true. You had to pack them.
I know they're around. I just have to find where they're around. So, but there's some fun things.
So can I ask you a question? As somebody who doesn't have Game Boy games any longer, or SP games or advanced games or any of those games, am I better off buying one of these and getting the games, or am I better off trying to find like an emulator that'll do it?
Well, if you want to play legally, you need to get the cartridges.
Right. Yeah, I don't care about legals.
If you want to do it illegally, then emulation's probably, Yeah,
I mean, emulation is going to be cheaper,
aka free.
Yeah. I mean, there's no doubt about that. If you don't have any of the games and you don't want to purchase them, the reason I wanted to get this is because with emulation, I can't like, especially with Pokemon, you can't do anything with it. Like, they're just stuck there forever. So you can't trade them, you can't migrate them or whatever. But some of the games, most of the games that I have, you can do that. So like if I catch it on my Emerald cartridge, I could put that in a DS and take it all the way up to Pokemon Home and play with it today in Sword and Shield. So it's like,
okay.
So that's part of the reason why I wanted to get it. If I do shiny hunts, at least I have like, this is my shiny, even if it's on a little cartridge. Right. This is my shiny.
With that thing, can you, like, I know with like the old school Game Boys, like you could like connect them with another old school Game Boy and kind of trade Pokemon back and forth with your friends. Can you do that with that thing and connect with people on the computer?
I don't believe so. I don't think the technology is still there. It's still limited by the technology of the time, which didn't have online and all that stuff. So
gotcha.
But it's pretty cool. Check it out. GB Operator by Epilogue. Listen, I think it's neat.
It is pretty neat.
This is why.
The whole thing of being able to upload your stuff to the cloud and then be able to play it on like other games, I think that's pretty cool. That's a unique feature that obviously you wouldn't get from another alternative method.
Right. Yeah. No. And that was a big thing for me. So, but yeah. Check it out. It's pretty neat. There's a lot of neat stuff out there, guys, that I'm just now learning of.
That's my handle this week. Neat stuff.
Neat stuff.
Get some neat things.
Well, that sucks, though, because I get to choose who goes next, and that's my thing. Neat stuff.
Okay.
Damn it.
Neat stuff.
That was my next week's handle.
make a spin-off podcast which is called Neat Stuff. We just talk about neat things. And we end every segment by going, that's neat. Okay, well, you do have the Frosty mug, so what's going on? Who's going next?
I guess I'll go next.
Okay. No, give me the. Okay, you can have it. Don't hit me.
You're done.
I don't know.
So my handle this week is a game that you can get on Steam or your phone. I kind of recommend getting it more on Steam, just because your phone has ads, and if you want to get rid of the ads, you have to pay a subscription per year to get rid of the ads. But Steam, you can buy it for like $12, and it's called Wrestling Empire. So what this is it's probably the best wrestling game I've played since the SmackDown 2 or the original SmackDown on PlayStation, where you basically have complete freedom to do whatever you want at all times, whether that means you want to show up for your matches or not, whether that means you want to wander around town, you want to get into fights with people on the street, you want to pick fights with them, with anybody at any given time. You can do that. It's a little bit janky, so it's the graphics are not the greatest, but it is a lot of fun. Basically, you get to start off as some no-name wrestler. None of the wrestlers in the games are licensed, but you can tell that they're kind of all themed after certain wrestlers in real life. And basically, it's just a wrestling game that you play. It's got pretty sophisticated controls for being a $14 game or a $13 game on Steam or whatever it costs, or free on the iPhone or free on an Android. But you basically have endless opportunities. You can get into dialogues. You can choose how you want the dialogues to go, whether you want help, whether you want to make everybody your enemy. You have to earn money based on how good your matches are, and through the quality of your matches, you get to buy different moves or different music.
Okay.
Or whatever.
That's cool.
Yeah, whatever you want to do, basically to become the best wrestler possible, you have to earn money to be able to become the best wrestler. And like I said, it's a really fun game for being something that you can get for free on your phone or for dirt cheap on Steam. I recommend it if anybody's ever been a fan of wrestling games in the past, and have felt like, since you were a kid, no wrestling game has ever been as good as you remember them being. That's because they are, to be perfectly blunt. As somebody who's played the old wrestling games, within the past 5 years, those games are still really good. Today's games kind of suck. So go buy Wrestling Empire, because this one doesn't suck.
This one holds up. All right, that's a good recommendation. And if I was going to pay for it either way, you still recommend it on Steam over the phone?
Yeah, I mean, if you want it portable, phone, if you want to know, is the game for me or not, I would try it on your phone.
With the ads.
Yeah,
Why not?
And if basically you get an ad after every match. That if you can deal with that, then keep it for free and just play it with ads. If not, if you're like, I'd like to play this a little bit differently, get it on Steam. I enjoy it on Steam. I think it's pretty good. It's very low requirements, so even like a 1990s laptop could probably run it, because it doesn't take much. So yeah, but check it out on your phone, see if you like it. Obert, especially for you as somebody who's not really a big wrestling fan.
Yeah,
I would try it on your phone first.
Okay, I'll consider it.
Well, that's my handle, so I'm going to hand the mug off to Obert.
Okay, I got another movie handle. I feel like I've done movies a little bit lately. This is one that I saw in theaters, and actually late to this party, because I think I saw it the last day it was in theaters. I was like, I got to go now before it leaves. And that is Jordan Peele's Nope. Have either of you seen this movie, Nope, or heard anything about it?
I know, I've heard of it.
Yeah. If you've watched, I think I've made his other movies, both Us and Get Out, handles previously on the show. And I think he's a phenomenal director. If you like his other movies, I think you'll really enjoy Nope. I don't want to spoil any of the major plot points, but I will say that it is a similarly suspenseful horror movie without a lot of jump scares or gore or anything like that, but it is a very suspenseful movie. It's the movie starts off, and our main character, his opening scene, his father passes away. He inherits this horse ranch outside of Hollywood, where he has all these horses that he trains to be stunt, in movies, what's the word? Stunt animals, I guess is the word I'm looking for. And quickly you find out that there's something else is going on, and it becomes very suspenseful. And I think that some of the other actors what was I think the guy's name is Steven Yeun from Walking Dead, who played Glenn.
Okay.
He does a good job as a co-star in this movie. Really good acting. Like I said, great directing. Edge of my seat the whole movie. It's a movie that I'll watch again soon. This was one that I really enjoyed. I'm gonna pick up again right away as soon as it comes out. Actually, no, I think it's out. I wouldn't make this handle if you couldn't watch it. You can go to justwatch.com, type in Nope. You can find out. You can buy it digitally. You can rent it digitally. You might be able to find it in theaters near you still. Probably not, but check it out. Go find Nope. And let me know after you watch it because it was good.
So you can rent it on Apple TV, and that's the only place so far.
Okay, good to know. So go find it in theaters or get an iPhone.
Well, I mean, you don't have to get an iPhone.
It's true. You don't have to get an iPhone to get Apple TV. It's dumb that you have to pay. Do you have to pay for Apple TV and then pay again for the movie?
No, you don't. No, you don't have to. You just have to have the Apple.
Oh, it's not
TV
Apple
app.
TV Plus. It's just Apple TV.
Correct.
Where you go and then pay real dollars to watch the movie.
Correct. Now you're getting
Got it. Okay. All right. Frosty Mug's full. Hand it off to you, Ted.
Yep. So with that, we'd like to thank you all for listening. We'd like to thank the breweries who provided today's beers. I will thank, for everybody, Shades Brewing and their Peach Cobbler American Style Sour Ale. You guys can say
Ted.
thank you as well if you guys would like, I guess.
Or you're welcome, perhaps. I could say you're welcome.
Thank you.
That is true. You can say you're welcome.
Shades and Obert.
Please make sure you head over to social media and follow us everywhere at DAWF Podcast. Make sure you follow the email at dawfpodcast@gmail.com. Also, make sure that you head over to the Discord and join the conversation over there with other fans of the podcast. And if you're looking for some short extra episodes of Drinking Alone with Friends, please head over to Patreon. And for as little as $1 a month, you can get an extra bite-sized episode called the pregame. We record it about every other time we record that, and they're about 20-minute episodes, and you can listen to them over there. And like I said, it's $1. It helps support the podcast. Also, make sure you go over to wherever you listen to your podcast and leave a rating and a review. 5 stars is truly appreciated, and you can do that on any podcast app. So, Apple Podcasts, go do that. Spotify, go do that. Or wherever else, Google Play, go do that as well. I always forget that, there's an Android Play Store. So go do that as well. And finally, make sure that you're spreading this via word of mouth. Tell everybody that you know that likes craft beer to tune in to Drinking Alone with Friends, a podcast where some funny guys drink some beers from around the country. Sometimes they get beer shipped to them in the mail by each other, and then they do a triple review on one day. So do that, and we greatly appreciate it. And with that,
Before we go, I need this quick programming note. We are taking next week off, but we will be back September 29th. So we will see you all then.
Well then, we should also say before then, head over to Discord and wish happy birthday to Obert.
Thank you.
And with that, my name's Todd.
My name's Chris.
And I'm Obert. And remember, if you're drinking alone, do it with friends.
Sure your birthday's the 26th? I seem to recall there's other
Sure.
there's other social medias out there that tell me that it's a different
Yeah, well, who knows? I gotta keep it ambiguous. Don't want to get doxxed.
I still think that's funny when everybody just says happy birthday to you on April 1st. And they just never put 2 and 2 together.
At this point, I just let them have their fun.